Hey guys, it's Healthy Life Designing. I'm Darian. I am in a truck, a special truck. It is the Green Vibes juice truck here in Newark, Ohio for the farmers market. And we're gonna be talking to the owners, Rob and Lizzy. They are such cool people. You guys are gonna wanna see all of this great information, the juice that they are going to be talking about, incredible flavors. They're all seasonal from local farmers. Stick around because they're also going to share how this whole entire truck has been formed and created to be what it is right now, which is super special. So stick around, we're going to have more when we come back.
Hi, I'm Amanda Wattenberg, Regional Director at Ohio Guidestone. Do you or does someone you know have a substance abuse disorder? Have you been thinking about getting help but don't know where to start? It takes a lot of courage to ask for help, but it's the most important step you can take. If you think you know everything that's available in Fairfield County, think again. Like other chronic diseases, addiction can be managed successfully. Treatment enables people to counteract addiction's powerful, disruptive effects on the brain's behavior and regain control of their lives. Even if it takes multiple attempts, treatment does work and people do recover from addiction every day. So keep trying because your life matters. You matter, and we're here to help. Call 211 and ask for the treatment resources available right here in Fairfield County.
This message is brought to you by the Fairfield County Adam H. Board.
Hey guys, this is Healthy Life Designing. I am Darian. Today we are with Lizzy and Rob. They're the owners of a really cool juice truck. It's actually called the Green Vibes juice truck. And we're here right now in Newark, about ready to be in the farmers market, and we're gonna let them share their story and how it all started and what they're doing seasonally to make some super healthy drinks for you guys. Hey guys.
Hi.
Thanks for taking the time to do this today.
No problem.
So I wanted to start with the name. How did you guys come up with the name for this business?
Well, I think we had a couple things in mind. Of course, we were going to be a juice business, and a lot of the things that we juice are green, but also important to us was sustainability. So not only is the juice we make green, but the cups we use are compostable. A lot of the products we use are compostable, and there's kind of a whole circle of juice thing that we do. The pulp that's extracted from the juice goes back into the garden. It's reused to create the vegetables that go into the juice, and
okay.
So it's a circle of green.
Yeah, but that's awesome, and the world needs that right now more than anything.
Yeah.
And okay, so then what about the truck? How did the truck come along?
So when we had this idea, it really started as doing a brick and mortar juice bar, and in Mount Vernon, where we're at, it's a small town. There wasn't any juice bars, maybe a little bit of smoothie stuff going on. So we weren't sure even if juice was going to survive in that market. She grew up vegetarian primarily and juiced as a kid. Her mom made
Carrot
a juice.
juice mostly.
Okay.
Yeah, and grew up also doing concessions, which was seasonal, and saw my family make that work and not have all the overhead through the winter. And you know, it was their primary source of income, but then they also had little things that helped them get through the winter as well. And so I had that modeled for me, and I was like, we can do that, you know.
So I had lived in Los Angeles for about 8 years, where juice and green juice and healthy culture is everywhere.
Right.
There's just juice bars everywhere.
Yes.
And thought maybe we could see how that would translate to Ohio. And before we wanted to go forward with the brick and mortar, we decided maybe we'd try a truck out. We weren't really finding the truck, so we thought, well, we'll do a pop-up and do some farmers markets and start that way. And it seemed like as soon as we made that decision, we passed a truck, and it didn't look like this at all.
Right.
This was it's actually a retired Delaware Water Company truck. We passed it in Johnstown, Ohio, and I was like, hey, let's call this guy. And
we upcycled it.
we did.
Yes.
And it was an awesome find. We had a little bit of hesitation because we were going to build it out ourselves, and it's kind of an investment as far as putting the kitchen gear in there. So you're always worried with it being attached to a motor, is the truck going to hold up to the investment of the kitchen equipment? This particular truck, he had bought it for his, he was a contractor. He was using it as a handyman, and he put a new motor in it immediately and kind of got tired of waiting for that work to be finished and bought his own truck and trailer. So the truck itself had a brand new motor in it, which was like a dream, and we got
you know it's safe and a little bit reliable.
We felt a little bit better about that.
Right.
Still a risk, always a risk, but we were willing to take it and test the market out, which worked really well.
Right.
So here we are 3 years later.
3 years. And you guys, you've been on the road a lot, not necessarily with the truck.
No, so this is a seasonal business in Ohio, and we have had great success the last couple seasons, and kind of were like, well, maybe we should think about taking this someplace that is more full season, because we are really enjoying it. And so we didn't drive the truck, but we took an RV and we traveled south for about 9 months and kind of checked out South Carolina and Georgia and Alabama and Florida, and really got a feel for a lot of small towns. That's mostly where we were headed. Towns around populations 18-20,000 population, that had a farmer's market, had a cute downtown, kind of similar to where we're at in Mount Vernon, but with a nicer weather, warmer weather.
A little happier traveling.
Yeah. But I think at the end of that, we also realized how much we really like Ohio and how much we really like our hometown, and that's kind of why we ended up back here.
But it's really great though, because I think that when you're an entrepreneur and you're doing something that nobody else is doing, you gotta keep that separation. You got to keep that uniqueness, and you got to consistently keep investing in your business and staying inspired. And so traveling and seeing how all of these other markets work.
Right.
I mean, you take all of those little bits and pieces and just add little components where you probably would have never even thought about it before.
We're always learning, and we did go to like every juice bar that we could while we were on the road, and also farmers markets to grab bits and pieces from everywhere and learn all the time.
So how many different things do you guys offer?
So we say it's green vibes, juice, and more. So juice is primarily the focus of the truck. We have 4 staple juices that are kind of like our go-tos. Daily Dose is kind of an all-around. It's got a lot of greens. It's sweet from red apple. It's got a little bit of cilantro and lemon in there, ginger. So that's kind of like Daily Dose. That was like our daily juice. That's what, if that was something that we would have every day, it's got a little bit of everything in there. Funky Beet is kind of our beet juice. It's really tastes like a strawberry lemonade. An important thing to us is that our juices taste good. In a lot of our market research, we've had a lot of juices. Some taste great. Some taste like you're chewing on kale. And those are very healthy for you.
Right.
But we like to combine health with the enjoyment of drinking the juice as well. So we've got Appleberry Boost. That's really, to us, kind of like our beginner juice. If you haven't, a lot of little kids like it, or some people that are hesitant about drinking fruits and vegetables for the first time. It's apples, carrots, and strawberries. They're pretty amazed at how great it tastes.
And it's balanced.
Yeah, nice and balanced. That's part of where I come at these juice recipes. Is from a background in mixology. I've worked in hospitality as a bartender and mixologist, and to me, crafting a cocktail is a good balance between sweet and sour. Those components are in most cocktails. So to us, the sweet is maybe an apple, a pear, or a strawberry, and the sour is lemon, lime, grapefruit, and in between there you can kind of hide the spinach and the kale and
Right.
all the
Right.
other things that people are scared of.
Right, you're the healthy mixologist now.
Yeah.
Like you're going to be serving more in the early hours rather than in the later hours of the
I
day.
say it's full circle. You can come see me at the bar on Friday night and, and see me for the remedy on Saturday
next
morning
day.
at the
Okay.
farmer's market.
Okay. Well, and you guys had said that in the beginning, somebody had thought that your truck in the name of your business was maybe to be used for a different type of business.
Yeah, there was a lot of other publicity going around different green things at the time in Ohio. Also related maybe to the health and wellness, but
Medical.
yeah.
Medical. Right.
But yeah, we definitely got a call investigating what is this Green Vibes business.
Yeah.
And
Right.
Usually explained, we just make juice, man.
Right. Right. We're going to take a quick break right here, but when we come back, we're going to dive more into learning about Izzy and Rob and all of the great things that they have to offer. So stick around because we'll be right back.
Dagger Law has been part of the Lancaster community for more than 110 years. This is where we live and work. You'll see us at festivals, sporting events, and all around town. We consider our clients as friends, and we walk alongside you through challenging times. Whether you're a growing business, a changing family, facing litigation, planning your future, or dealing with land issues, we're right here. We are local. We are trusted. We are experienced. Dagger Law.
Fairfield Medical Center took care of me like I was family.
I was made to feel like I was the only person that they were going to see that day, even though I knew that wasn't the case.
Everyone at Fairfield Medical Center was very attentive. They just put my mind at ease.
I was there for 12 days, and I felt comfortable there.
We were people to them, not a number. They took the time to get to know us, our personalities.
Well, they saved my life. You know, how do you beat that?
I don't know how I could have gotten through it without them.
Experience Fairfield Medical Center.
Fairfield Federal. When it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help. Our people make the difference.
We were retiring from Tucson, Arizona, and we made a retirement trip out around Ohio, having decided that's where we wanted to be. And we came across this town called Lancaster, and we fell in love with the downtown area, where the fountain is, and the memorials, and the flags, and all this stuff. And I looked around and I said, there's our bank right there.
There's something to be said about a community bank in your hometown.
Right. If you live in the community, you should do business in the community as much as possible. So it makes sense to bank with the community bank where you live.
Fairfield Federal is the bank to be at. If you live in this town, or any town actually, you want to bank at a local home bank. And the employees are happy here, they're conversant, customer service is through the roof. There's nothing more you could ask for.
Personal or business banking, whatever you need, we take it seriously because we know you do. Stop by today at any of our 3 locations and see why the difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you.
Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Hey guys, we're back. The Green Vibes Juice Truck here in Newark, Ohio. We've got Lizzy and Rob, the owners. We were just talking during the break of how this beauty behind us kind of just became what it is. Can you guys talk about like the whole story of when you got it, what you did to it to get to where you are now?
Well, we found the truck early summer a few years ago, and it was a Delaware Water Company truck. So it basically was just a shell and
a blank slate.
Yeah, a clean slate. It had a few rudimentary 2x4 shelves inside that we took out, and I had a little bit of experience in house remodels and knew how to do that stuff, but in a house, not in the back of an aluminum truck.
Right.
And so that was definitely a learning curve, and some things to work around was trying to frame out walls inside the truck without going through the body and damaging the outside. So everything was like a little puzzle. And then knew some things about plumbing, but had never done plumbing in a truck, and knew some things about electrical. So everything was just a discovery and a challenge, but a lot of fun. And on top of that, we had to build out to health departments codes and things like that.
Right.
And that varies state to state and sometimes county to county, I believe even. So we decided to go ahead and go with California's codes. I knew from being in California that their health department and food truck codes were pretty strict.
Right.
So we just kind of stayed ahead of the game and built to those specs, and everything seemed to work. We worked hand in hand with the health department. If we had any questions about sinks or the refrigeration or anything we had, we were able to stay ahead of that instead of dealing with it after the truck was already completed. So
okay.
I knew from experience what a headache it can be with the health department, so we just worked very closely with them on any purchases like the fridge, which has to be a very specific commercial grade, and like the toaster and the juicer and things like that. You can't just buy your household fridge and juicer.
Right. You can't go get one of those ones you have in a college dorm and just pop that in there, right? We're good to go. We're fine.
No.
And it presented its own challenges. This is a very small truck. I mean, I think the floor space is maybe like 8 by 10 in there. So we just got really lucky with the way a commercial prep table fit over the wheel well. We got lucky with the way a 3-bay sink fit in between a wheel well, and we because even in a truck this small, you're required to have 4 sinks. So you think that was kind of like my first nightmare was, I don't have much space, but I've got to have 4 sinks in here.
Right.
But yeah, you have to have wash, rinse, sanitize, and a separate hand washing sink. So that kind of like, I say we started with that and built around that because we knew that was going to be really important.
And then, so when did all of the fun stuff, I would think, is the fun, like the wraps and the fonts and the logo? And
our first season, we kind of finished at the end of the summer, and we were just anxious to open up, and we actually kind of wrote, we went to the Dollar General and got a poster board and wrote our juice menu on it and duct taped it to the side of the truck.
Okay.
And
we had some chalkboards and we tried
a lot of chalkboards hanging around.
We probably have a photo of that.
Okay.
People would come to the truck and kind of like look up and down. Like the menu was like all over the place and kind of wondering what and where they were supposed to order.
It's definitely evolved quite a bit, I would say.
That was how we got through our first season, and at least found out that people were interested in juice and in our menu. And we decided then we needed to brighten it up a little bit. But we were also hesitant to wrap the truck and do something that permanent because we wanted to be able to change. And a big thing we do is serve what's in season. So we decided to go with stick-on decals because the menu can be changed and put on, change with whatever's fresh or whatever's trending, or if we come up with a new recipe that we want, we can switch, pretty easily.
And you get the common question of the difference of smoothies and juice.
Yes, so a lot of people will come up and say, I want a daily dose smoothie, and I'll be like, okay, that's wonderful, but it's actually a juice, and it's going to be a little bit different. It's not going to have any pulp, it's not going to have all the fiber that a smoothie gives you. So it does have some soluble fiber, but you actually are able to get all the micronutrients without your body and your digestive system having to do all the work to get those nutrients to your bloodstream. So it's like you get, an immediate dose of energy from the juice.
Instant absorption of the micronutrients without having to wait for your body to digest and break those things down.
Which is why if you do a juice cleanse, you're actually giving your digestive system a break.
It doesn't have to work as hard to process and digest and break all of the enzymes down. It's not as hard.
Right.
It's kind of a really nice just for a reset. That's kind of, we got into that a little bit. We've done it ourselves, but I think that to me, one of the biggest benefits, aside from all the nutrients that are getting from a juice cleanse, is to just give your body that break and your digestive system a rest and a little bit of a reset.
Which is great timing right now because, we're kind of in the fall and we're about to move into the seasons where, people get more colds and things like that. this would be a great time. You've got the immune booster shot. I mean, so can you tell me about that? Because to me, I just want to do it regardless.
We'll do some.
Yeah.
It's okay. So
we're going to be doing shots after the show, everybody.
Yeah, it's one of our favorites.
Shots.
Yeah.
We get a lot of people come early in the morning like, oh, I have 2 shots. And I'm like, it's early for shots. But so our immune booster shot is juiced fresh on the truck. It's grapefruit, turmeric root, and ginger, all juiced. And so from that ginger, you get a lot of spice. There's a lot of ginger in there, and a ton of health benefits from ginger.
Oh yeah, anti-inflammatory, antioxidants.
Gets your circulation going.
Along with the turmeric, and
right,
and
also
then
anti-inflammatory, and the grapefruit has a lot of vitamin C, so it gives your immune system that boost that it needs. You know, you could do one every day, and it would be.
It'd be just fine.
We might, yeah.
It'd be great.
We do, to me, honestly, in the morning, it's like a shot of espresso. It, like all of that citrus and the spice from the ginger, it'll wake you up.
It's really kind of hot. I tell people it wakes you up. It opens you up.
It does. It opens up your airways.
Yes.
It's a lot of fun to watch people take them because they're like, a very common question is, do I shoot? Because it comes in a shot glass. Like, do I shoot this?
How do I drink?
Sip it? Yes. She's always like, well, I like to sip it and enjoy it, but he shoots. I'm like, throw it back.
I tell people to try it because most people are surprised how it tastes, and some people love it, some people don't. So.
And you guys get all of your ingredients when you're at these markets, the farmers markets. It's what's in season, what's local.
Yeah, that's the most important to us. I'd say even sometimes over organic. We really like to go local. And we find it is difficult for local farmers to get certified organic. We don't claim to be certified organic because we always aren't. You know, we might have organic kale from a local farmer, but because he can't be certified organic, you know, we can't claim that. But what has been most important to us is getting local and seasonal, and that's partially because it's the freshest, you know, and we're doing fresh pressed juice. So
what are some unique ingredients that you've come across that are available during the markets that you've used that people wouldn't necessarily think, oh, that's in the juice?
Right.
So, I mean, beets are definitely a big one. And so the beet juice, the funky beet, the color is just like so vibrant when it's in that cup. But sometimes they're golden beets. And so we have return customers that maybe they'll get a funky beet and it's orange this time because of the color of the beet. It'll taste the same, you know, that the taste is the same, but and just certain things like that. Radishes, we put radish on our avocado toast, thin sliced radish, and it just kind of pops with that vibrant pink color from the radish. So it's just, there's a lot of colors going into the menu and to the juices, and they seem a lot more vibrant when they're coming from the farmers markets and they're that fresh.
And you guys, you have a pretty big market with the college students.
Yeah, that wasn't in the plan, but that's something that just kind of fell into our lap. That after that first season, we have a liberal arts college near our town, and we thought, well, let's try a little bit of business out there. And the students embraced it full on. And I think a lot of that is those kids are coming from California and New York and Boston and to Ohio, to rural Ohio, where there isn't a juice bar. So they're used to it. I mean, they're not like, is that a smoothie? You know, they're like daily dose with extra ginger and cilantro. We're like, okay, now these are our people. And aside from that, the college reached out to us and said, hey, we'd like you to do some contracted gigs for us where we can provide juice for the students on us and things like that. So this opened up a whole new realm for
like
Green
during
Vibes.
Study week, like exam week, they want to give the students an option to just come grab a juice. You know, maybe you didn't get lunch or
but that's a great kind of pick you up during the testing times and the stress and the anxiety. And again, you're in a college, you're at a campus, people get sick on campuses.
Right.
And do you guys, so say somebody comes to order a juice, do you guys make it fresh right there in front of them and they get to see the entire process?
Yes, every juice is made to order, and that's one thing that people love because they can modify it. So they can add something, or
as
they can say, I don't want lemon, or I want extra kale, or I want an appleberry boost with kale in it. And so people really love to get made to order juice made right in front of them.
We consider it a demonstration product, and so the education comes along with it. You know, they can see the juicer is a monster, and it has this tube coming out of the side of it that it destroys carrots and you see the stuff, the pulp launch out of it into this can. So it's pretty fun to watch, and kids will like hang out in the back of the truck and see apples, you know, getting launched through the juicer, and it's a lot of fun.
We talked about this earlier in the show. We have just a few minutes left, but how you recycle, like the pulp.
Yeah.
Could you just hit on that real quick?
Yeah. So I think we at first were overwhelmed with how much pulp we had. You know, when we had all of a sudden we had this business and these cans full of pulp because all the juice is being extracted and all of the pulp is being left behind, and most of it is organic pulp. So we were kind of at first like, what do we do with all this stuff? And she had a friend that was interested in feeding it to her chickens. And then we had all of a sudden all these people coming up to us like, what do you do with your pulp? What do you do with your pulp? Kind of. And we're like, well,
like, we need some pulp today.
Yeah, they do. They like came out of the woodworks to get it because chickens love it. And then we have a garden, so we also can compost it and put it right back into the garden, grow vegetables, juice them on the truck, and it's just like.
And it doesn't go out here. It's not, you know, getting filled up in the landfills or wasted. I mean,
which is really important to make sure that what we're doing is full circle.
Yes,
being taken care
I
of.
love it.
Yeah.
For the most part, we can survive as really a zero waste product for between using compostable cups and containers for the food. And then composting the pulp, paper straws. We're on with all of that, which has opened another door to Earth Day festivals and green events and things like that, where sometimes they have a quota they're trying to reach with how much compostable product they've had. Well, our pulp adds to it quite a bit.
Right.
We had one very excited guy about how much our pulp weighed.
He was weighing our pulp.
Because it put him, like, for the event, like, way in the green. He's like, I love it.
He's like, I am the greenest man I know right now.
Yeah.
If people would like to reach out to learn about where you're going to be and more about your products, could you share that information?
Yeah, we are on Facebook and Instagram. Green Vibes Juice. You can find us on either one of those, and we tend to post as we go. We'll kind of announce in the morning where we're going to be and our hours. If we're going to be in a certain location for a few days, we'll give a heads up on that. We are out of Mount Vernon, Ohio. We do a lot in Mount Vernon, Ohio, Gambier, Ohio. We're at the Granville Farmers Market on Saturday mornings. We're here at the Newark Market on Fridays, and
we're open to an event if you have an event.
We even do private events. We've done graduation parties and things like that. It was a lot of fun. I think some people thinking outside of the box a little bit.
I would love it. I was actually already thinking about it. I thought, I wonder if they've done any like private parties for like the people that want to be really healthy, because I think it's a really cool idea. You guys are super cool. Thank you so very much for sharing everything today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for your interest in Green Vibes Juice.
Absolutely. That's all that we have time for, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you check them out, and we will see you soon.